All right, guys, happy Friday to everybody. We're going to show you a push-up challenge today. And keep in mind, Joe's already done 8 rounds, 2-minute rounds, a reflex bag work, jump rope work, some sit-ups, and what else we do? Some pad work. And probably here, I'm not even sure if we'll show you any reflex bag work, because at the end we had a problem with the reflex bag, but we will get a reflex bag short video up if you guys won't care to watch it. And so we'll see what happens here. He's going to try to get as many push-ups done as he can in a close amount of time as he can. I don't know if he'll go 30 minutes, an hour here, but we'll see what happens. And free to watch along with us. And Joe, you are cocking the left arm out a lot, and the right arm is not. So you want to even it up there. Was that your wider stance one or your... All right, so just remember, get even. Maybe I'll tell you on the next one. You gonna switch them up some?
Yeah, I'll do 5 sets like this and then the other 5 like this.
All right. So he's gonna take a little bit of time between each set and get as many done as he can. Are you doing sets of 15? You doing sets of 15?
Yeah.
All right. So he's got sets of 15 on. He's listening to music and relaxing while he's doing this. Rocky, you can stop crying. That's better, Joe. It's perfect. It's good. Unless Joe's doing a declined push up, he don't never do a wide stance push up. Not as wide as I'd care for him to like him. Yeah, you had your arms even. Joe, I'd prefer you do something like this.
Wider?
You're going like this and still getting the bend in, and everything's going on your tricep. So I want you to get some more work on your on the chest part. So come a little wider on the like this. So be out like that and go. So he's got 30 here.
35, I accidentally did 20.
All right. 35. That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah. Now you just did 16. So put that number down. I want you to start keeping your own count and keep your concentration on it now. 15, 15, 15. As you get towards the end, if you want to increase the number and you feel like you can, do it. Joe normally does 20 at a time. I've told him, hey, do 15 and let's see what happens here. I think I'm going to back this up a little bit. And put it down a little bit. Back up. Yeah, I'm gonna come back up here. Sorry guys, I don't want to move this thing around, be giving everybody a headache. I know I can't stand some channels I love, and I watch DJE Media in the UK. They go around and do kind of like First Amendment walks, but they're really just looking around, seeing the trouble they spot, because England's so bad now, so much immigration that the whole country's just a crime scene, which is going to be all of the U.S. if we're not careful back home in the United States. Anyway, that guy sometimes he'll take some videos and that video thing's all over the place and I have to quit watching because it's giving me a headache. Charlie Veet, who I like watching a lot, he's more settled with the camera and it does a little better. So I don't think, because those are the two channels I watch a lot that I like from the UK, and it saddens me and angers me a lot to see our brothers and sisters in the UK going through so much turmoil due to immigration, legal and illegal. So we're just going to sit and watch and see what happens with Joe here, see what he gets. I want to stress again, keep in mind he's excuse me, already done a lot of work. He's already put more work in than most people would in an hour and a half at the gym. It's a boxing gym. And if you watch some of our other videos, keep in mind we do high reps when we do any type of weight work, high reps and low weight. Sometimes when we're in the gym, Joe will do standing military presses and he'll put 100, 120, 125 pounds on the barbell and do standing military presses with that. Do 10 reps a set, and we do that from time to time for more strength building, but what we're doing now is for more durability, but it does increase the heck out of your strength. Now he's come in a little closer with his elbows and he's working his triceps and lower chest a little more, and that's what he feels more comfortable with doing. And Joe's about, I don't know, 198 to 202 or 3 pounds right now. Hits like a 260 pound Jess Willard. Like a damn mule horse kick. Got some natural ability, and that's how you're gonna have your good amount of punching power is gonna be through natural ability. You just got it or you don't. But you can, I come from the school that you can increase the heck out of your punching power. Even if you don't have a heavy punch now, you can make or a hard punch now, you can make a more terrific, more forceful punch through work. Hey, you got
130, 121 in 8 minutes.
121? All right. Got 121 in 8 minutes here. So if he keeps going to maxing out, he's probably got about 10% of what he's going to do. And this is where most people max out at. Of course, maybe they do 2 or 3 sets of 50 and get 150 or something like that. We do a lot more work around here. And we've changed the numbers here. I had Joe decrease from what he normally does, 20 or 25, down to 15, to see if he could eat more time up towards the end. But we'll see what happens here. We'll see where he ends up. You had 16 in that set as well, son. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Sit down for a second. I'm going to try something here, folks. And it's because I'm really not feeling good today. I'm going to come over here. You see the shithole we live in here in Columbia. I'm going to go down and see if I can. Oh, yeah. John, I'm going to try to sit down here and see if I can get you from the side.
You could just move
I'm
the
just
chair
not
over there.
feeling good, son. Huh?
You could just move the chair over there if you want.
You want to move the chair over here for me? All right, we're going to move the chair. Joe don't feel... Hold on. Okay. Joe's going to move the chair for me, folks. And I'm going to get like this. Have this like this. I'm just not, I go through spells, guys, where I'm not feeling very good. And I'm having a bad day. Sometimes I need to sit back. Do this a little bit like this. We thank all of you that watch your channel. Keep in mind, Joe's just 17. He is a he's the baddest 17-year-old I ever come across. And I've come across a bunch of them. I'm an old man. Joe's one of the baddest guys I've ever come across. I ain't saying that just because he's my son. He is getting to be quite the phenom in work rate and attitude and all this. Well, we've had it real hard here lately. He's halfway done with all of his exams. It's been exam week for him, and he will finish up the rest of his exams. I think he's got 2 more tomorrow. And knock on wood, maybe he'll have an A in each final exam. When we get back to the U.S., we'll get him on the September to June school year like we have in the U.S. Get him back on track there. And he homeschools as well. I couldn't in the U.S. or here have Joe in a high school with half of your kids because Joe's very serious. And I often tell parents, you wouldn't want Joe in the same school as your kids. You'd want him there if they were being bullied or somebody was trying to spoon feed drugs to your kids or something, because Joe would literally correct that situation. So he could be your best asset or your worst enemy. Anyway, I don't want it rubbing off on him, so I thank the Lord God Almighty that I'm able to afford homeschooling from an academy that Roy Jones Jr.'s kids attended in person. And if I were living there in Pensacola, Florida, I'd have Joe in that school. It's a Christian academy, and they're real hard, they're real tough on you.
I've got 212 in 16 minutes.
212? Okay. You think I've hurt you by going down to 15, or you think maybe it'll help you in the end?
I think at this rhythm, I'll be hitting around 900 push-ups.
Yeah, about 900. I don't know if you can increase your numbers right now.
I think I got an idea.
You hear teenagers outside tripping out, having a good old time, and you see where Joe's at, right? And that's the difference between the winners and the losers, the havers and the have-nots. If you're serious when you're younger, you got a whole lot more time and years and decades to have fun as an adult. And y'all mark my words, if he settles in at, if he's 200-ish pounds right now, if he settles in 215, 225, you're looking at a guy that's going to consolidate all the cruiserweight belts and all of the heavyweight belts. If it gets up to 205, 215, of course the rest of you can't see it, the rest of you don't know, because it's because you ain't been taught no better. But that's about the weight the heavyweight division should be. And if we had head pounders, people that had the fear when they get in the ring and could consolidate and use that fear to their advantage, this weight division would auto-correct back to a normal size. Because big guys can't fight. And that's why we're watching a bunch of lousy slow heavyweight boxing today. And I'm going to give you the best example of using fear. Before my day, and before my dad's day, but in my grandpa's day, there was a guy named Jess Willard. Jess Willard was a big old guy, about 6'6" or 6'7", 250 or 60 pounds. Giant, kind of like Tyson Fury today. But I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of film out there available. And from what I've seen, Jess Willard was moving better than even the great Tyson Fury. Anyway, this guy was heavyweight champion of the world. This guy beat Jack Johnson. And he was a bad dude. And what ended up happening was little guy, about 195 pounds, came along, the badass Jack Dempsey. And Jack Dempsey was scared to death when he got in that ring. The size difference was beyond compare. The size difference was almost like when you seen Gervonta Davis standing in front of that Jake Paul boy. And I mean, it was a huge size difference. And what ended up happening? Jack Dempsey went in that ring scared half to death, and Jack Dempsey used his fear to his advantage. And Jack Dempsey, out of fear, went right on that big guy and almost killed him in the ring. Bunch of broken bones, teeth, and all sorts of mess going on. And you don't see that no more. It's went from a gladiatorship to more of a feminine sport as compared to back in the day. And that got me on the topic of talking about Jake Paul. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen between him and Anthony Joshua. Supposedly they're going to have, they sign contracts today, don't have fights, so, nothing's guaranteed. But supposedly, got the paperwork done, they're going to have a 8-round fight in Miami, Florida, between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. Now, the boxing world, the real smart boxing world, and they could be right. I've been wrong a few times over the past 4 or 5 years. But usually I'm right. I probably got a 85-15 success rate on what I think is going to happen in the heavyweight division. I called the Bud Crawford fight right down the line. I thought Bud Crawford was going to knock him out. And if Bud Crawford had tried to knock him out in the last 2 rounds, he would have, if he focused on that. Nobody was giving him a chance. So anyway, I believe Jake Paul can knock Anthony Joshua spark out. Knock him spark out. That guy's big, he's slow. He's one of the best that we got today to a world that ain't thinking clearly. But I'm going to tell you, if it's a real fight, and they go in there to really win the fight, and there ain't no fuddy-duddy to it, Jake Paul's going to knock Anthony Joshua out. And I'm not a circus fighter kind of guy. I'm not into all that mess. And I think if Jake Paul's going to continue in boxing and anything gets counted forward for him, he needs to fight real fighters, period, in his weight class, and no more of this bull crap. But I'm telling you guys, if they go in there to have a real fight, Jake Paul, in my estimation, is going to knock Anthony Joshua out. And I got some reasons behind that. Not a plethora of reasons, but some reasons. And one of them is Anthony Joshua has not been handled right. And I've seen this happen before right close to me with Big John Tate back in 79 and 80. And I'm telling you, Jake Paul is as damaged as John Tate had got damaged in 1980. And Anthony Joshua's going to get knocked out. And it's going to be a shocker to all of you. But it ain't going to be no shocker to me. It is the heavyweight division, so you know, if Joshua catches him with a good 1-2, maybe he can knock out Jake Paul, but I don't see that happening. I think Jake Paul's going to be able to move, steer clear of him, step in on him, and co-cock him and knock him spark out. And I hope that does happen, because maybe it'll show some other people. Jake Paul's going to be going in there, I think, a little heavy for what he should be going in there. But it's going to show some folks that these giants, when they're dealt with, can be dealt with quite easily. Boxing is not a big man sport. They had a super heavyweight division for a while, and you can look at Mike Tyson and go back to the 80s when Mike was more prime, while he was still with Kevin Rooney. Mike Tyson fell apart right after Kevin Rooney. But when Mike Tyson was being handled properly and forced to work and do what he needed to do, Mike Tyson was always the small guy. And Mike Tyson had a way about him that he looked like he was a lot bigger than he actually was, even in person. And Joe comes off like that, a lot bigger than he actually really is. And the sport was going through a proper phase back then. And we need to get back to a exciting, proper phase now. And really, since the last two fights that Fury had with Deontay Wilder, I haven't seen nothing really excite me in the heavyweight division. And anywhere in the world. And in the United States, we're not giving homage to the heavyweight division anymore. We're just not. And even in England, it seemed like, twice a year we was seeing Dillian White or Derek Chisora fighting. Neither one of them could fight their way out of a damn paper bag up against a proper heavyweight. But they're out here making all this money, and that's a testament to England and the UK, because they love their heavyweight boxing. They're two boxers, both of them, unexciting as can be. And people try to say that Vladimir Klitschko was unexciting. Oh boy, those two guys are very unexciting. But England loves them. And they'd watch them again and again and again and again because they love their heavyweight boxing. And they love boxing a lot more than we do in the United States. And those guys over there in England have always been bare knuckle head bashers, tough guys. And unfortunately, in the United States, we've come off sounding tough a lot longer than we've been tough. Those people in England aren't messing around. Joe and I are really, really blessed to have a friendship with Danny Christie. He's if you don't know who he is, and maybe you're from the U.S., he is a 3-weight class UK bare knuckle champion. I mean, this guy is a fighter. And if he gets crossed, he'll get in the ring with a 260-pound man and fight. And him maybe being 150, 160, 170 pounds. And he'll do it. See, that's the fighting heart. And anyway, I can't remember if I thanked Danny Christie because the last boxing match he had, he sent us an inside video while he was getting ready for the fight. And we are so blessed. Joe is so blessed. And that's Joe's favorite fighter. His favorite fighter is Danny Christie. And this guy's a headbanger. He's got all the heart in the world. And Joe sure loves him, and I do too. We both do. And I'm so elated that Joe run up on him, and he's like, Dad, that's my favorite. That's my man, my main man right there. That's who I want to have that heart and that backbone and that grit. I ain't going to take it off of nobody. And that's the attitude that you have to have in this thing. And Danny Christie is, I mean, he's a legend, a walking legend in the UK. A walking legend.
Are we still doing the push-ups, Mom?
Yeah, you're still doing them good. Just doing, you know, you're in your groove now. You're working for numbers, so I ain't gonna critique you too much on it. How many you got in total?
460.
460. How many minutes you?
32.
Okay.
So I flipped it. I was way behind. Now I'm back on track. But the push-ups are decent enough, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and you just do them the way you want to do them. I just wanted you to give me some wider ones.
Yeah.
And you done give them to me, so you just do your thing. So you notice he's not extending all the way right now. But see, he's going for work rate and numbers. And if you go and you look back at some of our videos, we got him where he's doing wide push-ups, in push-ups, floor crawls, decline push-ups. We do a lot of stuff around here, a lot of the time. We do so many different things, we can't get to everything that we want to do or that we feel we need to do. And Joe's going to be one of these kinds of guys. He's not going to be able to quit working a week before a major fight. He's going to be one of those. He's going to be getting into it a day or two before a fight, he's still gonna be in it. We work around here. And if you go back and you look at some of our videos, he's done 1,000 in an hour. We won't hit that today, but and I can't remember, Joe, on the few times where you've got 1,000, did we do a whole lot of work like we've been doing before you done these? We didn't, did we? Maybe next Friday I'll have him, if we get enough work done through the week, maybe he'll just, when we start, he'll just do some push-ups. We're having some problems with this reflex bag. That's the thing about these Cobra bags, they're cantankerous. We've stripped the bolt that screws the inner pipe down, and I don't know how that happened. I had it good and firm this morning when he was hitting on it, and then this afternoon when he went to get on it, it just loosened up. When I went to tighten it, it was just stripped and wouldn't even get close to the tightening down point. If I find something, Joe, small enough to stick into the cylinder here, take this out, stick something in there, and then tighten this down on whatever I stick in there. That'll hold. Better find a little piece of metal or something. And we don't want to, we're trying to get back to the U.S., so we don't want to have to be fixing equipment, nothing major going on here. We're going to go down a day or two next week and in the gym that's a little further away than where we were going, and where Joe can hit a heavy bag and have some room around him where I can maybe show you guys, because we hadn't put out any heavy bag videos, and I don't want to do the one here. It's just not enough. It's not got a lot of space. And he really here, he doesn't have enough space to even do the reflex bag. You go look on the featured video on our channel and look at this a long reflex bag video, and I'm telling you, you can see where Joe's quicker than 140-pound Ryan Garcia. And this kid's got 45, 50 pounds, or 60. What am I talking about? 55 to 60 pounds on him. I'm telling you, you all got something special coming. If Joe continues, it's his decision. There's no way in the world that I'd try to pressure Joe to continue in a sport like this. If it was U.S. football or baseball or something like that, maybe I'd push him and say, don't quit, keep going, but you don't want to do that with your kid in boxing. They've got to make the determination and the mindset, and this is something a man's got to do on his own. A man can't do this because he's forced to do it, and really everybody's forced to do it. But you got to have some want to do it. The better fighters, I believe, were forced to do it. Forced for food, forced for a lot of reasons. And see, that's the hunger that has been taken out and turned this into, took it more away from being a gladiator type art to being more of a looser, less wheeled sport. I'm telling you guys, back in my days, you had nobody taking these. Well, I was an adult when the No Muss fight happened, where Duran quit against Leonard, but Duran got outwitted then. He got in that ring sick. He was way overweight, almost killed himself trying to make weight. And that's a shame too, because Duran could have put that fight off longer, and I believe Duran would have whooped him again. And Duran was getting old then. Not to try to take everything away from Sugar Ray Leonard, but that was a fight where somebody couldn't continue. And then, of course, Sonny Liston, the first fight with Cassius Clay, whom we now know as Muhammad Ali. He quit on the stool. I do believe the reports and the doctor's letters to the WBA, which was the big boy back then. The WBC was nothing. And actually, Sonny Liston was the first WBC heavyweight champion because they just gave him the belt because he was the WBA champion. You need to know your boxing history too. And before that, when Floyd Patterson first won his title, it was the National Boxing Association. It was called the NBA. And they disbanded the NBA, National Boxing Association, NBA, and started the WBA to try to get corruption out. And which there's still corruption is rampant, as we all know. Anyway, I lost my point on what I was going to say there. What you got?
I got 590 push-ups in 42 minutes.
He's got 590 in 42 minutes here. So we won't be breaking no records, but that's telling me he'll get 800 here. You said 590? All right. And I'll remind you again, he's not extending these things fully. It is about the work rate here. And go look on the channel, you'll see where he does a bunch of varieties of push-ups and whatnot. He loves working his triceps with these push-ups. And Joe's he's got a big, very big chest for a very big muscular chest for a 17-year-old. And he has never, other than maybe maxing out one time, has never laid on a bench press to bench press any barbell bench press. He's never done it. He's laid on the bench press and done some flies, but as far as bench pressing, we don't do none of that. Now he does do barbell squats from time to time, but mostly body weight squats. And he's got some big old legs. Of course, you can't tell with these kinds of shorts are loose, but when he wears shorter shorts, you see his legs are pretty sizable. And he's got a massive back. He's as intimidating from the back, maybe more than he is from the front. What you got now?
660 in 47 minutes.
All right, he's got 660 in 47 minutes. It's gonna be over soon, Rocky, and then we'll do a walk, cool down with you. Rocky here's getting a little ready to go for a walk. here. Don't get the trying to lick the sweat off of him. How you feeling? How you feeling?
Good.
All right.
$750.
750 minutes.
I'm not sure if I should call it at 800 or go up to 850.
Well,
Look at that on top
just
right now.
whatever you think you feel good with. You know,
Like you're gonna have to move.
we're not gonna break no records today, and I wouldn't worry about it. I had a hard week. And you've had exams this week too. I was just thinking, son, I feel sorry for whoever is going to be the first few break-in matches for you, fights for you in the U.S. when you get home. I feel sorry for whoever is going to be the misfortunate ones. How many you got now?
7:40. 54 minutes.
740?
Yeah.
All right.
That's 15, right?
15. Yeah.
So that would be 760 in 55 minutes.
Okay. You hit 800.
I'm better than 100 and stuff in there.
All right.
I don't think I need to worry about the timer anymore. I'll just do the last 40 push-ups and that's
All
it.
right, yeah.
That would make 775.
What you got, 10 more?
Yep.
All right. So this will be the 800 push-up challenge.
Just 10 more push-ups.
800 push-up challenge. Maybe next Friday, all I'll have on the plate for Joe possibly is just push-ups. As you guys need to keep in mind, he's done a lot of work before he even started these push-ups. And this will be the finish of his day. You don't want to do a lot of work like this and then turn around and get a lot of blood pumping
Okay, that's 800.
for at least an hour. So we love you guys. We hope everybody has a great weekend. We will have some shorts up at minimum over the weekend if the reflex bag is functioning. Much love to y'all, and we'll end this with Christ as King, Lord, and Savior up in here with us. We hope He is up in where you are, and if He's not, we hope that He soon will be. Much love to everybody.